I know that this is a big question, and you spend a lot of time in your book covering this, but you identify three types of conversations that we often toggle among. Can you detail the three types and help us understand some of the characteristics and implications of each of them?
So the way that this came about was that the same way that I was having this frustration with my wife, researchers saw that this was happening all over the place. And so they started looking at what was actually happening. And one of the first things they found is we tend to think of a discussion as being about one thing, right? We're talking about our day or Jimmy's grades or where we're going to go on vacation. But what they found is that almost universally, each discussion was made up of different kinds of conversations that were happening. And if people weren't having the same kind of conversation at the same time, they weren't communicating with each other. They were getting frustrated. Mm-hmm. So there's most of those conversations fall into one of three buckets. There's a practical conversation where we're either making decisions together. Perhaps we're just deciding what we're going to be talking about today. We might solve problems. We might be making plans. Those are practical discussions. Then there are emotional conversations where if I tell you what my problem is, I do not want you to solve it for me, right? I want you to empathize. I want you to tell me that you understand and perhaps share your own emotions. And then there's social conversations, which are about how we relate to each other, how we relate to society, how we believe society sees us, how our backgrounds, where we grew up, and our experiences shape who we are today. And what researchers have found is that if two people are having a different kind of conversation, even if both conversations are valid, they don't connect. So when I came home and I was upset by a day at work, I was having an emotional conversation.